Hello chess fans! Today's video I'm going to analyze a recent game I played in a tournament, and this was round 1 and I was facing an FM, but the pairings only went up like 5 minutes before the round, so I really had no time to prepare. So I started off the game with e4, my opponent went for e5, knight f3, and my opponent went for knight f6. So already I was kind of just like, oh really, we're going to play a Petrov? I really have no idea what to do against the Petrov. And it's been really quite some time since I've looked at the Petrov, so I was just trying to think about what was happening in some recent games. And I remember Ali Reza played this interesting move after knight takes d6, knight f3. This is all the main line. After knight takes e4, here the main line goes with d4. Knight c3 is also playable. Funnily enough, I played this move c4, which is what Ali Reza played in the game. But after I played c4, my opponent wrote down knight c3 because I think they were just kind of just expecting me to play knight c3 because I touched the c pawn. And then when I played c4, they looked back at the board. And then they were like, oh, wait, he played c4, so they scratched it out. So that was just a funny thing. But yeah, here my opponent finally started thinking. And I assume my opponent has never seen this move c4 before. It's a little bit of a less popular move, but definitely a move that has some venom to it. My opponent played bishop e7. And already here, I have really no idea what to do. I'm pretty sure the Ali Reza game continued with knight c6. And then here, I think he played d3, knight f6, d4. And then d5, there was this move c5. I think this is sort of the line that I had in my head. But after bishop e7, I had no idea what to do. So I just kind of pretended I did know what to do. And I played this move knight c3 very quickly. I think d4 might be a better move. Now, the reason I didn't play d4 is because I thought that after d5, I thought this was transposing into some sort of like mainline Petrov position after like knight c3. I don't know if they go like c6 and bishop d3. It just looks like, I don't know, this could be like a mainline Petrov, and I really have no idea what I'm doing in a mainline Petrov, but yeah, this is a really dumb reason to be afraid of things. Like, if it looks good to you, you should play it. So yeah, instead I played knight c3. Now the idea is if I can take here, and I've sort of created this backwards pawn, and I don't know, I thought this position might not be that bad. Apparently, yeah, here I'm supposed to take with the d pawn, and if he castles, then I can go for like d4. Even this is not very good for white. So yeah, this whole line with knight c3, I think that if he just takes it, it's pretty bad. Even what he did in the game, it's pretty bad. So yeah, d4 is really the only move to try and look for an advantage here. So instead, he played bishop f5, and yeah, at this point, I was like really just properly without any knowledge whatsoever. If he took here, I think I was going to take there and get a slightly worse position. But yeah, after this, I just had no idea what to do. And here, in hindsight, like the best move is just so weird. Like, take a few seconds to see if you can find the best move here for white. It's just really strange. So the best move is not like d3, it's not like d4, it's not like knight takes c4, it's not like bishop e2, it's knight d5, which is just like, what is knight d5? Like, I'm just going for the bishop here just like that. This is just so weird. Here, if they castle here, you're supposed to go bishop e2. And on rook e8, oh, shouldn't you take now because they're threatening to save this? No, because now you can never castle because they can go like knight c3 and then take your bishop. So instead, now you castle, and then you're just like, wait, don't they want to save their bishop? But now apparently we're getting all sorts of tempos like this, and then this is a pleasant position for me. So yeah, I mean, some really weird theory, but okay, if you play this again, your opponent plays bishop f5, like knight d5 is apparently a small advantage for white. Beyond me, so instead I played d4, and I thought that he was going to take, and after castles, I was planning to go bishop d3, and after something like takes, I don't know, I thought the position was roughly equal, like something like this. I didn't really think I have a lot of chances, but instead he castled, and again here I should just play knight d5. I think I just completely overlooked this idea. I just kind of underestimated it. Even here, again, he has the same idea. And now we get that same type of position, except opposite color bishops is probably going to be a draw. But instead I went for queen b3, and yeah, already I'm worse. So yeah, clearly an opening failure. I had no idea what to do against the Petrov. Now I made sure that after this game that if I get another Petrov game, I am booked up to the teeth because I'm not letting this happen again. Previously, I think when I had my opponent playing the Petrov, I just decided to play d4 because I didn't want to deal with the Petrov. But yeah, this is just such a lazy approach. You actually have to know what to do against these openings because if I play e4, I have to be ready for it. So my opponent took here, which is definitely the best move. I was sort of expecting this move rook e8, and then I was thinking that after bishop e2, something like takes, and bishop f6, I'm kind of tied down here. Now, one thing that you might think is that, okay, don't I have takes here? But I think that the problem with this is that after takes something like bishop h4, if I go bishop here, then he has here. Or sorry, bishop e4, sorry. So, yeah, he's doing fine even if I take there. So yeah, that's what I expected, but he took. And here I took with the queen, which is just really another bad decision. Maybe I should take with the pawn. But yeah, again, I saw this and we were transposing. I didn't want to do that. So I thought he made a mistake with allowing me to go queen takes. Here he went for knight f6, which is definitely, I think, the first move that's a little bit inaccurate by my opponent. Because I've played several inaccurate moves here. But I think my opponent really should have gone bishop f6. And he's threatening to go c5, also threatening here. And for example, if I go like bishop e3 after c5, something like, I don't know, bishop e2, knight c6, putting more pressure here. If I castle, there's rook e8. Now he's threatening the bishop from behind. And after here, queen b6. And again, there's like no way to defend this pawn anymore, basically. Apparently, rook a d1 still defends the pawn, but okay, knight b4, and I'm losing. So I think I didn't really see all of this. I just thought after bishop f6, my position was really unpleasant. But after knight c6, I thought, okay, my position is actually not that bad. Because here I get this move bishop e3. And my opponent plays d5. I can't take because he's threatening bishop e4. So I have to go c5. And now here I thought my position is not that bad. And for example, if he goes a move like b6, I can go for bishop d7. And then if he goes knight a5, then I can just castle. And I think I'm just comfortably better here. So my opponent has to be precise. And he is precise, as they are in FM. So they go for this move bishop f6. I decided to go for bishop e2, just developing. And here I think my opponent, again, now my opponent's advantage has sort of slipped. So they go for knight e7. And now here I think it's the first point where I think I finally equalized the game. Because this knight just really looks bad on e7. So I decide to castle. My opponent goes for this move c6, keeping solid. And here's the first instance where I actually have the opportunity to actually seize the advantage with this move knight e5. Idea being that if he goes for like knight g6, I can just stick it in with f4 and look for g4 too. And I just completely underestimated just going wild and attacking the king. Okay, maybe not g4 right away. Maybe bishop d3 first. And then g4 to follow. But yeah, I just didn't really think that I had enough material or whatever, or this bishop was just looking really bad to me. So I didn't really think I should expand on both sides of the board. But apparently this was a good idea. Also, another good idea is bishop f4. And I'm really not sure why I didn't play this one. And the idea is just preventing queen c7. This one was also slightly better for white. Here the knight looks a little bit ridiculous. So instead I played rook fe1. And my opponent played queen c7, no longer allowing me to go here. But here I really should continue with b4, looking for expansion on the queen side. And if they go for a6, a4, I don't know, knight g6, I just don't have to care. I just have to go all out and expand on the queen side. And yeah, this is something I kind of underestimated in the game. So here, my opponent went for queen c7. I went queen d2. My opponent went for knight g6. And, excuse me, I need to drink some water. Sorry about that. So here I went for b4 now. And the idea of queen d2 is I want to get bishop f4. But yeah, after knight g6, that's a move you just wanted to play anyways. So no point in doing that. But this game is going to get interesting soon. So rook f8. Here I go for h3. Again, yeah, I don't know why I didn't play b5. Like, I couldn't pay you to tell me why I didn't play b5. I literally have no idea. The idea is I'm just opening the file. And then next I'm going to go for this move bishop d3, allowing my rook to go to b1. And finally I get some counterplay. But yeah, again, I played this move h3. h6, and my idea was to go knight h2 here. Which is just like, yeah, I should not be playing on the king side. I should be playing on the queen side. Here my opponent goes bishop e4. I continue with my plan, knight f1. It's a bad plan, but okay, you have to stick to your plan. Here I go f3, and yeah, and already you can see I've just created too many light squared weaknesses. My opponent goes bishop a7. Here I trade bishops, and my opponent goes for rook e6. Here maybe a5 was better, but I thought I had b5 here, but now apparently this is really good. Not sure why. Oh, I did not see that. Yeah, so yeah, a5 would have been better, but instead my opponent plays rook e6, bishop f2, here, takes. And I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit, because I think at this point the position is around about even. I play knight f5, knight e7, takes, king f1, and then rook e1, and then bishop e6, g4, h5. And we're going to skip ahead to this position. So this is sort of the position I get from the opening. So even though I was like pretty much worse for much of the game, I managed to get to this end game. And it's a draw. But it's a draw that's sort of white has to prove it's a draw. So we're going to see how my opponent managed to put a lot of practical pressure on me. And I'm not going to spoil the result of the game, but we're going to see exactly how are you supposed to defend this as white. I think I played a really instructive defense, and I think my opponent played a really instructive way of putting pressure. So here I went for bishop f2, attacking the bishop. And if he ever takes just a dead draw, like there's no point in playing this. So he played bishop e1, bishop f4. And if you're wondering why he's better, it's because my pawns are stuck on dark squares. So here I went king e2. King h7. And now see if you can find what is the defensive fortress for white. Like, what fortress is going to draw me this game? Clearly, my pawns are good on the king side. Like, I have my pawns on light squares, which is good. But my pawns here are bad. So how do I prevent the king from just going here and then just picking up these pawns? What do I do? The point is to pause the video here, and the move is bishop h4, stopping the king from infiltrating from g5. And if he ever, like, let's say he goes king h6, or let's say what happened in the game, let's say here he goes bishop g5, I go here. And then anytime he moves, I cover it the opposite way. So this is the way I was going to draw the game. Here I go a4, a6, king c3. And then again, we see, yeah, I have to keep on covering this g5 square, never let the king in. So how does he make progress? Well, he can't. Again, notice that if he ever goes here, I go here. And if he ever moves away, I go check and keep on continuing. Remember, I have to be able to defend both these pawns at the same time. So bishop f4, king e6, bishop d2, bishop d8. And really here, I think I should have just gone king d3. This is probably the easiest way to draw after rook f6. I just don't have to commit anything. Just keep this bishop on this diagonal. I was worried about a5, but apparently here I even have chances to win after b5, which I just completely underestimated. So a5 was just really not a threat. And yeah, this is just a really easy draw after bishop e6. After bishop e3, like, he just can't do anything. Here, and yeah, just continue just shuffling forever. I never have to be afraid of anything, just as long as I keep my bishop here and here. If I go bishop here, and for example, he has bishop g5, like, let's just waste some moves here. If he ever gets to this position, I'm actually losing, I think, on bishop g5. Or no, here I even have a draw, which is crazy. But yeah, if I ever have to move across here, then he can go bishop f4, and I don't have bishop h4, then I lose. But yeah, here apparently he has bishop e1. So yeah, I also have to have the bishop on d2. And then here I can maybe bring the king closer. But okay, I go for this move a5, which is, okay, it's a little bit committal. There was no real need to do this. But as we're going to see, my opponent, there's really no way to win this position as black. At this point, I have pretty much secured the draw. But there's still ways to lose it, actually. There's still some small tricks, and my opponent tries everything they can. So at this point, they go for bishop h4. And it's important to note that I have 2 minutes here. So if I had 10 minutes, like, okay, I'm going to draw this like 100 million times out of 100. I go bishop f4, king f6, bishop d2. Okay, I'm doing nothing. I go back, bishop g5. Okay, I have to go bishop here. And now bishop c1. Okay, I just go king here. And now I can go king here. And now if he ever attacks my pawn here, I have king c3 just in time to defend. Okay, I go king c2, bishop f4, king back. Okay, he has to try to do something. Okay, I'm just shuffling, and then bishop c1. What? In all this shuffling, I didn't realize that if I just go king c1, there's literally nothing he can do. Bishop c1, I can just do nothing. And then if bishop g5 again, I just go here. Or sorry, at that point I actually lose. So I have to go king d3. Because if I went king b3, he has here, here, and then here. Or sorry, and then here. And I can't get on this diagonal. If I get on this diagonal, I lose the pawn. So I have to just constantly defend the d pawn. So if he goes bishop g5 here, there's no way to attack the b pawn. Okay, but after king e2, here, bishop f2, bishop c1. What do I do? What do I do? I think I'm losing. And then here, I just have a miraculous move. Bishop e3, which I just underestimated. After takes king g5, I have king f3. And if he goes king h4, I have here. And here, I was thinking he has here. And for example, if I go g5, he has king h4. And then doesn't he just win the pawn? Yeah, he wins the pawn, but I'm in time. Here, king f4. Here, g5 takes here, and b5. This is the crucial move that I completely missed. Even still, I think I'm actually drawing with this. b6 here. And apparently there's no way to stop the queen. I didn't see that. I just kind of saw that he's queening first, and I thought I lost. But yeah, b5 was drawing there. So that's what I missed. Yeah, bishop e3. Again, easy draw. Again, with 1 minute on the clock, it's just hard to play moves like bishop e3. Like, either you're losing or you're not. So instead I went king d1. And okay, it's still a draw. Bishop a3. Bishop e3. King h7. Now what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I have no time to think. I have no time to think. What do I do? What do I do? You have 1 minute. 1 minute here. Find the draw for white. 1 minute. That's all you have on the clock. What's the draw? And you're tired. You've been defending this position the whole time. It's been an easy draw the whole time, but you made that useless king e2 move. Now you're thinking the king e2 is a blunder. It's like, oh, did I blunder with king e2? Should I have gone king c3? It was an easy draw. And I blew it. Bishop d2 is what I played. But to all of you who played bishop d2, congratulations. You did actually, in fact, play the right move with bishop d2. He plays bishop b2. Attacking this pawn. Now here, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Only one drawing move now. Okay, well, if he's attacking the pawn, why don't I defend it? Okay, but now he wins this pawn. There's no way to defend it. And now, the only drawing move. Only one drawing move now. I ended up blundering the game. I ended up going queen c2 and then bishop d4, and the game was over shortly. But after bishop c3, the only drawing move, bishop f2. Wait, why is king c2 not a draw? Like, doesn't he just take here and then here? Because after takes, king here, 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 king f3, king h4, he's in time to draw. Okay, why is bishop f2 drawing? Why is bishop f2 drawing? Because after takes, bishop e1, takes, king here, 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 and we get opposition. Wow. And it's a draw. King f6, I just go here. And if he goes g5, he can't approach. So, okay, now you're wondering, wait, he doesn't have to take the bishop, right? Can't he go here? No, he can't. He's losing. King c2 traps the bishop. And next I go bishop d2 covering c1 and then king b3 and I win the game. Wow. What a miraculous defense. Steady like defense, basically. I think that, honestly, if you're like a strongish player, like you're above maybe 1500 online, this could be an exercise that a coach gives you. Like, how do you draw this position as white? With a minute on the clock, I was unable to find it, and we can see what happened in the game. I went for king c2, obviously blundering the pawn, and then, okay, the position is losing, but okay, at this point it's actually unclear. I didn't go king c2, I resigned after bishop g3, but it's important to note one thing here. It's same with if the bishop ever moves here, we move off, and then if the bishop moves away, then we just cover the f4 square some other way. But here's the way that I think I found to win the game. Okay, here I can take this, but then there's bishop e1. But for example, if here, let's just pretend we get to this position. I found the way to win was here, here, bishop c1. I don't know, like pretend I have some waiting move. I'm just going to pretend somehow I have a waiting move. Obviously this loses, but bishop here, bishop e1, and then bishop c3. And then this is the way that there's no way to stop this plan, and I would just lose here because after takes, he has the opposition. King c4, here I can go here, and there's just nothing I can do. If I go back, now he goes here, and then I'm just not in time with the counterplay. g5, king here, king f4 here, here. Wait, maybe I thought this was cleaner. Oh, g5 right away to prevent his g5. Now he has to move back, and now takes. Yeah. So yeah, that was the way he won the game. I just resigned because I was just low in time. So yeah, I think that was an instructive game for a few reasons. First off, I think the end game at the end is pretty steady-like and definitely something that is a pretty nice draw. But me not being able to hold this game, it really set the tone of the tournament. I ended up having a very, very bad event. One of my worst events ever. And I think it was just kind of a result of a mentality thing, also letting my previous games affect me, and a lack of a killer instinct. And here, yeah, clearly I got too low on time, and I completely just threw the game away when it was a complete draw. But yeah, okay, such things happened. I make sure to look at the Petrov after this because I should not be getting a worse position out of the opening as white. That just, okay, you can't be doing that. But yeah, that's the end of today's video, guys. If you like this video, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.